everybody, this is Bob Iacchino from Path Trading Partners along with Mike Arnold. Quick afternoon path chat on some futures contracts that we've been looking at. A couple of things we're going to talk about. Mike's going to show you some goings on the charts. Natural gas, which fell about 2.5% today on the predictions of warmer weather. Some sections it was called extreme warm weather, about 15% higher than normal temperatures coming up in the next 10 days to 2 weeks, which obviously is going to slow the demand for natural gas. Interestingly enough, this time of year is when the natural gas weather effect takes place. We're 30% higher than we were 12 months ago because there's other factors affecting natural gas now. The EIA just came out with a report a little while ago saying that electricity driven by natural gas is going to be up at least 8% by 2018. So 2017 is when those improvements will come, obviously. We're also going to look at silver, which jumped up quite a bit today, had a big move up, starting to catch up with gold. The gold-silver ratio fell off a little bit, but it looks like silver broke out a tiny bit, at least in the short term. We'll see what Mike sees on the chart there. And then a quick NASDAQ update, which is completely chart-based. We were up a little bit on the NASDAQ today. Seems like the border protests are starting to die down. We may get some upward motion with all the numbers we've got this week, but we'll see where that wedge that Mike showed you ended up today. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike and tell you what he's seeing on the charts. It's all yours, Michael.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Here is natural gas. We also have mentioned this on the podcast before. At one point, we had a valid double bottom, this being the left-hand bottom, this being the right-hand bottom. It did not trigger for us. Now it's turned into a triple bottom. Therefore, that's not a potential trade anymore. However, we do have a potential trend line short trade. We need to close below the 309 level. Then this will be going into this advanced clear path move. What's interesting is we have multiple things all lining up. We have a 3/4 target, which is the minimum target for a horizontal channel breakdown trade that lines up with this magenta line. We have a significant level, target level, which is this magenta line. We have a rising trend line from a longer term from lows, I believe that was last year. That's also coming in with this area. And we have the rising simple 200-day moving average all right here. So if this goes down, we have a lot of things all pointing to about the same target, which we're going to call the 284 level, right around there. We also have a prior gap you see here that's never been filled, and that if we get close will be a magnet. So keep an eye out on that for natural gas. Let me look at silver real quick. We had talked about on a weekly basis, and you can also see it here on a daily basis, this potential double top here. Let me zoom in a bit here for you so it's easier to see. We had this potential double top. My little annotator out. We had one top, two tops. It was base. It traded below the base. So it was confirmed, but we were waiting for a close below this, which we did not get. That trade we ran up turned into a triple, which if I look at it as a horizontal channel pattern with a rising rotation zone, I will trade it as a horizontal channel, which we've now triggered today. The orange line at the top is the full projection of that, which is 1771. We also have a key GAN level, 62.5 GAN level at 1775. So watch for this to possibly rally up a few more. It really rallied today, but watch for it to probably at least go 25 cents higher. If then we get above there, watch for the next area is going to be about the 1817 mark, the 18 to 1817 mark, which will be your next set of targets in silver moving higher. And finally, on the NASDAQ, we had this wedge. We would drop below it. We've rallied back above it. This is why we wait for a close to trigger it. This did not close below this magenta line. Therefore, it is not a triggered wedge yet. And at some point, we're going to have to redraw this. So at this point, I'm not doing anything with the wedge until I get a valid redraw and we can redefine the wedge and see what happens. So that's where it stands on the wedge. Not looking for anything to happen just yet, and we did not get the necessary close below the wedge today. So that's off the table for now. We will update you if it comes back in play. Thanks. Back to you, Bob.
Again, a very high percentage of our trade recommendations come on closes, not just trades through. And on your screen right now is an absolutely wonderful example of why we do that, because you get head fakes in the market. Closes are much more important than just price action below a level. So thanks for listening. Remember the Money Path Podcast and pathtradingpartners.com. Shoot us an email, support@pathtradingpartners.com if there's anything you'd like to see us cover. Thanks again, guys.